Good evening and welcome to KiniNews. One opposition MP has questioned why the government is allowing Najib Abdul Razak to leave the country instead of sending him to jail.
Sepang MP Mohamed Hanipa Maidin has questioned why the government was allowing former Prime Minister Najib Abdul Razak to leave the country for a month.
Bahawa orang ini, Tuan Speaker, bukan tempat dia di Singapura, bukan tempat dia di tempat dia di penjara. Bukan di Singapura, di penjara. Tetapi diberikan layanan yang begitu istimewa oleh kerajaan sekarang.
He accused Najib of hurting the country's economy due to his involvement in the 1MDB scandal, and he, therefore, does not qualify for special treatment.
Tuan Speaker, kenapa dibenarkan pergi begitu lama? Alasannya untuk melawat anak dia yang nak bersalin. Dia bukan bidan, Tuan Speaker, sampai nak sebulan nak pergi. Bukan bidan. Dia bukan bidan, Tuan Speaker. Kalau nak lawat Singapura, mungkin bagi 5 hari cukup, tapi dekat sebulan. Adakah yang berhormat pekan ni juga bidan? Saya nak tanya. Untuk menolong yang perlulah untuk bagi seorang yang telah melahirkan anak.
This comes after Najib convinced the Court of Appeal to temporarily return his passport to allow him to visit his daughter, who is due to deliver her second child.
Lawyer Muhammad Shafee Abdullahs now joins the elite list of people on trial who have been allowed to travel abroad, namely Najib, Rosmah Mansor and Ahmad Zahid Hamidi.
Lawyer Muhammad Shafee Abdullahs is facing trial for alleged money laundering involving 9.5 million ringgit received from former Prime Minister Najib Abdul Razak. But this doesn't mean he won't be able to leave the country to manage the settling in of his son's higher education in New York. This comes after the Kuala Lumpur High Court allowed the application for the temporary release of the accused passport from today until December 3rd. Previously, Shafee surrendered his passport to the court as part of bail conditions in his trial. The release of Shafee's passport comes after separate courts temporarily released the passports of 3 prominent accused persons still undergoing trial. They are Najib, his wife Rosmah Mansor, and former Deputy Prime Minister Ahmad Zahid Hamidi.
Quitting PKR appears to be giving politicians a boost in their career. Just take a look at Azmin Ali and his gang, for example. And now, things also seem to be going well for a certain Larry Singh.
Julau MP Larry Singh quit PKR to become an independent MP in February. At the time, he aligned to the PN-led government under the leadership of then Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin. And now he has been appointed as the new Malaysian Palm Oil Council chairperson. Earlier this year, his departure from PKR coincided with that of 2 other MPs who quit the party, namely Kuala Langat MP Dr. Xavier Jayakumar and Teberau MP Stephen Chong. All 3 also backed UMNO's Ismail Sabri Yaakob as the new Prime Minister after Muhyiddin. Prior to Singh's defection, Sarawak PKR was already dismantled with the departure of several key leaders, including its chief Baru Bian, who was also the Selangor MP. Baru, however, joined Parti Sarawak Bersatu and remained in the opposition.
Still on the topic of being handed positions, that is the reason why Dr. Mahathir says Pejuang will not be involved in the Melaka polls.
Dr. Mahathir Mohamad has revealed that Pejuang is set to sit out the Malacca state elections. He also said Pejuang will not be helping any parties with their election campaigns. This is because his party views the election as a political game involving those who are not serious. Explaining further during a press conference at Yayasan Al-Bukhari in Kuala Lumpur today, he said Pejuang is in politics to serve the country, to develop the country and to provide a comfortable life for the people. However, those interested in the Melaka state polls are people who join politics just for positions.
And now a message from our sponsor. When we're back, find out how Lim Kit Siang turned down an offer from MCA to be a minister.
Shellfish, red meat, and beer. If you love indulging in these foods, you may end up with high uric acid level in your blood. These foods consist high level of purine, a substance that will eventually break down into uric acid and be excreted through our urine. It is recommended that the amount of dietary purines should be kept between 600 to 1000 milligrams per day. Having too much uric acid in your blood can cause attacks of gout. It can also cause kidney stones and blockage in the kidney. The crystallization of the excessive uric acid in your blood can be eased by reducing purine-rich food to only 100 to 150 milligrams daily, maintaining a healthy lifestyle, and consuming urinary alkalinizer like Ural. It consists of sodium bicarbonate, citric acid, and sodium citrate that increases the urinary pH and solubility of uric acid to prevent crystallization. Best of all, it's lemon-flavored and sugar-free. Ural, effective urinary alkalinizer. Neutralize your uric acid problem now.
Welcome back. We can't imagine Lim Kit Siang representing anything other than the Rocket right now, but when he was 30, apparently he got an offer from MCA.
DAP veteran Lim Kit Siang recalled how he turned down an offer from MCA to take up a ministerial post. He said when he was 30, he didn't hesitate to reject the proposal made by then MCA President Tan Siew Sin for DAP's dissolution and to join MCA for Chinese unity. He said he rejected the offer because DAP did not just represent Malays, Chinese, Indians, Ibans or Kadazans, but all Malaysians as a multiracial party. Speaking at the launch of DAP's Melaka election machinery yesterday, Kit Siang said the party stands to champion all Malaysians, regardless of race and religion, must be the core of the battle in the poll. Malacca will vote on November 20th after the State Legislative Assembly was dissolved earlier this month. MCA currently holds 7 seats in the Malacca State Legislative Assembly.
Campaign restrictions in Malacca announced by the Health Minister will be unfair to the opposition, according to Bersih.
Campaign restrictions for the upcoming Malacca snap polls is a suppression of democracy, according to electoral watchdog Bersih 2.0. In a statement, Bersih said while the ban affects all political parties and candidates, it would grossly disadvantage those parties who are not part of the ruling government. Bersih said this is because state media tends to focus almost exclusively on the activities and achievements of the ruling party's candidates and highlight failures of the opposition. This comes after Health Minister Khairi Jamaluddin announced a ban on all physical gatherings and social events related to the Malacca snap polls. He said the ban includes functions to launch the election machinery of various parties and will be in place from October 25th to November 27th. Meanwhile, Bersih said the ban was inconsistent with Phase 4 of the National Recovery Plan guidelines, which allow for social activities and visitations, limited to 50% space capacity and physical distancing.
In fact, it's not just Bersih saying it. Ahmad Maslan also says the restrictions set by the Health Ministry for Malacca are unacceptable, and this is what he told Parliament today.
Pontian MP Ahmad Maslan told Parliament today that he disagreed with the ban on physical gatherings and social events related to the upcoming Malacca snap polls.
Saya sendiri sebagai anggota yang menyokong kerajaan tidak boleh terima apa dia disebut. Sebarang aktiviti berkaitan pilihan raya adalah tidak dibenarkan. Jadi tanggapan itu terlalu luas, Datuk Speaker. Sebarang aktiviti, perhimpunan atau majlis sosial berkaitan pilihan raya adalah tidak dibenarkan. Kalau kita baca ayat itu, juga bermaksud sebarang aktiviti berkaitan pilihan raya adalah tidak dibenarkan berkuat kuasa pada hari ini hingga 27 November.
He also questioned the reason behind the ban and said the decision must be re-examined. He said the Health Ministry is using the Delta variant as an excuse to implement such a ban during the Melaka snap polls. However, he pointed out that the Health Ministry website had stated that the risk of transmission of the Delta variant among the fully vaccinated is low, and even if infected, the symptoms will not be so bad.
The government gave its assurance in Parliament today that it will not interfere with the investigation into the Pandora Papers.
Law Minister Wan Junaidi Tuanku Jaafar gave his assurance in Parliament today that the Pandora Papers will be investigated. He also said the results of the investigations would be handed over to Parliament when ready.
Sebelum memulakan siasatan terhadap laporan Pandora Papers, tetapi SPRM dalam proses untuk mendapatkan maklumat lanjut berhubungan pendedahan ini. SPRM juga mengadakan perbincangan dengan agensi-agensi lain yang berkaitan, termasuk dengan Bank Negara Malaysia, BNM, untuk memastikan koordinasi siasatan berhubung perkara ini berjalan lancar. Dalam hal ini, kerajaan tidak akan mengganggu pihak berkuasa sekiranya terdapat laporan terhadap mana-mana pihak atau individu dan memerlukan siasatan lanjut dijalankan terhadapnya.
He was answering a question from opposition leader Anwar Ibrahim, who had questioned whether the government would instruct the relevant agencies to take action to resolve the issue of illicit financial flows following the Pandora Papers revelations.
That's all from us today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTV.com. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube and Facebook to get the latest news headlines as well. If you'd like to support the independent media, please do consider a subscription to MalaysiaKini.com. When you're heading out, don't forget that mask, and when you can, do try to stay home. We have hit below 5,000 cases for the first time in a few months today. That means we're on the right track, but we're not there yet. I'm Daniel Anthony. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay safe, Malaysia.